So the morning of day 2 at the SAP 5O5 World Championship, and the leaderboard at the moment locked out by the Germans in first, second and third. The real challenge is, can the people in fourth, Ted Conrads and Brian Haynes, bite into the lead that the Germans are holding?
So yesterday's races, I think the challenges that we faced were that we didn't get off the line tremendously well, and therefore our first beats were somewhat of a struggle. I can't say that we've looked at the analytics closely, but we're certainly looking forward to doing so.
I think the most interesting thing will be to compare the number of jibes that the top group of boats do. I think one approach is to jibe a lot and stay under pressure, and then the other is to minimize your jibes and just keep sailing fast. But yesterday we found that staying in the pressure was the priority.
Once the racing's finished, the sailors come in, pack the boats away and go to the lounge for a well-deserved beer. Soon after, Boris Herrmann gives them a debrief about who's done well, who's done badly and why that's happened.
Once the sailors come back ashore, I do a 10 minutes debrief to present some of the insights we get during the day. I think every of these 70 sailors here gets an insight how analytics, how the SAP software works for them, and how they can then, after the debriefing, individually go into it and find their weak spots and their strong points out of the day.
Conditions on the water similar to yesterday, 10 to 12 knots of breeze or so. The sailors are getting ready. Let's go out on the water and see the action. Going into day 2, the question on everybody's minds, could Bohm and Roos, the German team, make it 3 wins in a row? The first beat and the start went their way, and they rounded with a comfortable lead. But, as is often the way in sailing, these leads can slip away. The Australians of Sandy Higgins and Paul Marsh took a fantastic victory, sailing fast all around the racecourse, closing the gap on the leaderboard.
A bit better conditions today, so it suited us a bit better, I think. We had good boat speed and we managed to get out of the start really well and got over to the left-hand side of the course and found ourselves in the top group, and we could just go from there.
Into race 4, and the points were tightening. After a similar shifty race, it was the Germans of Lehmann and Ohm, who were second on the overnight leaderboard, who won the race. Disappointment for the American team of Ted Conrads and Brian Haynes, who were fourth overnight. They slipped back with a 12th and a 29th in the final race. They'll certainly be wanting to get back to the Sailors' Lounge to see what went wrong.
They had a speed problem in the first beat, so their average speed over the whole race was okay. The strategy on the first beat was the same as the winner. They did practically the same route, but they were just 8.8 of a knot slower.
Going into day 3, the top 4 teams are separated by only 5 points. It's anybody's regatta.